know you were picking him up outside town. Why should they? White wouldn't understand taking an outlaw before he hit town. He wanted an audience. Well, man was about Copley's size. Yeah, that must have been George Butler. I got his identification when I stopped the stage. Anyhow, White killed him. He was a traveling salesman, Harris. Unarmed. White couldn't wait. He couldn't take the time to find out he had his gun out and he had to use it. How did White know that he was on that stage?
I figure Radcliffe. He has his ways of getting information.
Well, it's my job to protect lives, not to see them taken. An innocent man's dead because a gunslinger wants to be sheriff. Well, he's gonna get his chance. White been in?
I ain't seen Radcliffe. Nope, Mr. Radcliffe ain't in. Sheriff, I told you he ain't in. I thought he was out. Hollister, I did what I did because I figured it was right.
I know why you did.
It seemed to me Hoyt was the man who could stop crime in Tombstone. I made an honest mistake, that's
Well,
all.
your mistake has already cost the life of one man.
Believe me, Hollister, I regret that.
Well, the account's not closed yet, because the killing isn't over with. Unless White surrenders himself on a murder charge. Where is he?
Oh, I don't know.
You're lying.
I tell you, I don't know.
Well, I'll find him. I'll keep looking until I do. You can tell him that.
Otis, come here. I tried to keep him out, Mr. Radcliffe. They were to fight. Tell him Hollister's out to get him. See if we've had enough gunplay and tell him he's got to get out of town.
Who is it? Come in.
Sheriff's gunning for you. Radcliffe wants you to leave town.
Plan misfired, and that's enough for him. Well, it's not enough for me.
Mean you're going to shoot down the sheriff?
Hollister's looking for me, isn't he?
Yeah, but you can't.
All right, he finds me, I kill him. Self-defense.
Yeah, but Radcliffe said you
I'm
were...
taking orders from Radcliffe. Hollister dead. Nobody.
Have you seen him?
There's this one with the gun. From all I hear, he's as good as they come. Faster than they? I hope not. Because Howard's out of hiding. One of my printers just saw him down around 7th and Toughnut, heading up toward Allen. There ought to be something we can do. This is Clay's fight. He wants it this way. Yeah, I know. But he needs every edge he can get. At least we can tell him that Clay's out of hiding and ready to meet him. When
is to find Clay.
Well, I think we're gonna have two chances to be separate. You start with third, and I'll head down
Throwing a
seventh.
party at your
You tell me back toward
penthouse?
Allen.
Speak with guest services and the
For the first time in
evidence
my
from
life, I'm
last
thinking of
night's
shooting a man in the
debauchery
back
will be
if I see
cleaned
one.
right away.
Franklin, where are you going?
Frankly, I'm trying to find White. I understand he's really killed Hollister. I intend to beg him not to carry this any farther.
I'm a little late for that.
Clay! What's up? On Allen Street. Where are you? Someone's around 6 by 9, kids. Probably coming along Allen this way.
Welcome. There.
You're looking for me. Here I am. I'm gonna give you a chance to submit to arrest. Nobody's ever arrested me. Right. Right. That's my second edge. Your edge is gone, right? Either you're coming in or I'm gonna draw it. You still breathing? You didn't get taken care of.
Special helicopter goes underway. She knows how to get answers when they're That's great.
I'm trying to get since my left. Seems to me that's the way it's going to appear in my inventory.
Writing in this board.
That's right. Start down, taking action again. Remind everybody. These officers are just harassed.
the news with Jane Hill and Elise Chamberlain.
All right, Americans on the Red Summit fighters. All right, Americans on the Red Summit fighters.
Nigel Farage pledges hundreds of thousands of asylum seekers will be deported if his party wins the next election.
All right, Americans on the Red Summit fighters.
You will be detained and deported and never ever allowed to stay.
We'll be gauging reaction to the proposals and what their impact will be.
Maybe having him in might do good.
The family of a couple killed in yesterday.
Yeah, so everyone wants their name.
As wildfires this summer is looking likely to be and at the US Open, Katie Boulter crashes out. But British owners still lies elsewhere.
Kerry Smithland's investigation into the cause of a huge fire at West Way and a dramatic moment. Police officers rescued a lady from the device in the fire.
Nigel Farage has been setting out his party's plans to tackle what he calls He said that before the UK wins the next general election, 600,000 asylum seekers will be deported over 5 years. Out of the European Convention on Human Rights, securing deals with countries like Tanzania and Eritrea to return migrants to their home countries. The government has branded the plans unworkable. Conservatives accused reform of repeating their policies. In a moment, we'll explore how the work. First, the details. Political correspondent Ben Wright.
In a vast aircraft here, a party with just a handful of MPs with a lead in the Commons makes the next big pitch on tackling illegal immigration. A 5-year plan to detain and deport all migrants who arrive in the UK without permission.
The only way we will stop the votes is by detaining and deporting absolutely anyone that comes via that route. And if we do that, the boats will stop coming within days.
He said we'd manage that by leaving the European Convention on Human Rights and offering countries cash to take migrants back. Asylum seekers would be held in disused RAF bases and banned from entering the UK. Has ideas radical enough to deal with illegal immigration. Now, the Prime Minister is likely to face big legal and practical challenges with this complex problem. It's now perilous politics for all the main parties and public concern seems to be growing. In Liverpool, there have been protests and counter-protests over asylum hotels. And what is in Hoylake on the Wirral, where reforms plans seem to split opinion.
This is a strong fact that we're all human beings, and whether I was born in ever or modern issue is irrelevant. It doesn't matter.
Hello. Welcome. Alright. Medicine now.
I would send illegal immigrants back from where they come from. Even though that they're from within our women? I don't care. Send them back. The flow of migrant boats across the English Channel has boosted the number of asylum claims in recent years. But they make up just a third of those claiming asylum overall. And today,
all bets are in. Let's get this started.
Plans. When you have back of the packet plans like this that aren't feasible, that won't work, absolutely reform can stoke anger on an issue which I know
get those bets
across the country will feel real concern about. we will get on with the unglamorous, but practical and hard-headed steps that we're taking to bear down on
Win
this
goes to
problem.
the dealer.
While the Conservative leader Kevin Badenoch accused Reform of recycling her party's policies.
Just a few months ago, Nigel Farage was saying
One more
that
time.
it wasn't possible for us to have massive deportations. He was saying that our Rwanda plan was a joke.
Bets,
Now
please.
he's taking it on board. Just like Labour, who scrapped the Rwanda
Betting is
plan,
closed.
they don't have a
Good
plan.
luck.
I'm afraid Nigel Farage helped cause this problem in the first place. Brexit was meant that we're not able to force the French to take
All right.
immigrants
Bets in now.
back. But Nigel Farage shrugs off the scorn from other parties, warning them that only radical plans can deal with what he claims
Don't spend it as fast as you want it.
rising anger and despair. Now, Reform's policies certainly raise many questions. For instance, where would these new detention camps be? Reform UK isn't saying. How would women and unaccompanied
Put up your
children be
bets.
detained? Nigel Farage said that was a complicated issue. Then there's the question of whether shredding swathes of human rights laws and international treaties would have the effect that Reform claims, making it much, much easier to deport people from the UK. But right across Europe at the moment, governments of the left and the right are grappling with issues of illegal immigration and asylum. And I thought it was interesting today, the government here said it would introduce legislation by the end of the year to tighten the way the European Convention on Human Rights applies to some asylum cases, and the Tories are going to
Bets are
unveil
done.
their
Let
plan
us
on the
begin.
ECHR at their party conference in the autumn. Now, Mr Farage may well be proved wrong, but he claims he's shifting the centre of political gravity on this issue, and he believes, in time, the two main parties could be forced to follow.
Ben, thank you. Ben writes there. So
Ball
what
on
impacts
red
could these
19.
proposals have? And are they in line with public opinion? Ben 2 from BBC Verify. He's been looking into that.
You wanna
and
go
has
again?
more. Hi, Ben.
Miss Jane, what do people think about migration and the kind of
Bets,
policies
please.
Reform are proposing? A recent YouGov poll asked people how much would you support or oppose admitting no more new migrants, requiring large numbers of migrants who came to the UK.
Welcome,
this
good to
year.
have you.
To leave, 45%
Let's
said
get those
they
bets
support
in.
it to some degree, while 44%
And
said
that
they
closes
would
out the
oppose it.
bets.
But
Let's
take
begin.
a closer look at what people think about the number
Showing
and
9.
type of migrants.
There's a
This
2.
poll showed
Another.
that almost half of Britons think there
That's
are more
20.
migrants staying in
Would
the
you like
UK
another card?
illegally rather than legally.
Showing 12.
There are
There's
recent
20.
estimates of the number of
Come see us
unauthorised
again
migrants in the country. One from 2017 was at between 670,000 and 810,000. The number of foreign people in the UK with a legal right to be here was around 11 million in the 2021 census. So there's a substantial mismatch between many people's perception about the relative size of the population of illegal and legal migrants and reality. And the same polling shows that people often have a much more favourable view of legal migrants. What about the point back and pull out of the European Convention on Human Rights? This would enable the UK to deport more people if accompanied by a change in the UK domestic law. But legal experts warn human action is legal in the Soviet Union. It's trade agreement with the European Union and also the Good Friday Agreement.
Nice to see you again.
Northern Ireland. What about the approach of other countries to asylum seekers and illegal migration? Now, Farage mentioned the tough approaches in Denmark, referenced Germany's step up in deportation flights. Well, as you can see, Denmark, whose government has recently explicitly talked of a zero asylum seeker policy, has had relatively few refugees in recent years, many fewer than the UK, where there were just under 110,000 last year, compared to 2,200 in Denmark. However, when it comes to this issue, it's also worth looking at asylum claims being made in other European countries too. Rising in many and are actually higher in absolute numbers in France, Italy and Germany than they are in the UK.
Thank you. An asylum seeker living at the Bell Hotel in Epping tried to kiss a teenage girl, a court has been told. The prosecution said that Alushke Batu, who is 41 and from Ethiopia, had also sexually assaulted an adult woman. In police interviews, he denied any inappropriate behaviour. Daniel Sanford is at Chelmsford Magistrates Court. Daniel.
Yes, Jane, it was the allegations against Alushka Batu in early July that sparked the noisy protests
outside the Bell Hotel in Epping for the past 7 weeks, and today here at Chelmsford Magistrates Court we heard from the 14-year-old girl who made those allegations. She was giving evidence in a pre-recorded police interview, sitting in a small red armchair, and then being questioned afterwards live in court about that evidence. She said that the first time that she met him was the day after, at the end of a school day on Monday the 7th of July. She'd gone home, got changed, and was eating pizza with some friends on a park bench when he approached them, and he looked hungry, so they gave him some pizza. But then he said to her and one of her friends that he wanted to make a baby with them. He said, "I want to take you back to the Bell Hotel with me so we can make a baby." When she told him that she was 14 years old, he said that age doesn't matter. The next day, she was in her school uniform when he approached them again, she said. He was like, "Give me a kiss, give me a kiss." And when she said she felt sick to her stomach and really freaked out. She said he started playing with her hair and grabbed her thigh and asked her to kiss one of her male friends for him. After this interview was great, Hamish Kabatu's lawyer challenged much of the 14-year-old's account, but she insisted that it was all true. Hamish Kabatu has denied all of the charges and said in the police interview that he didn't get involved in any inappropriate behaviour. The case is expected to conclude tomorrow at Colchester Magistrates Court.
Daniel, thank you. Daniel Sanford. In Israel, protesters have clashed. Right. Tattoo fan Cartel had a new one inked after Wimbledon, a lightning flash from a cloud. She hit back at her opponent like a thunderbolt in the second set.
What a fine set she's played.
It's now in a deciding set with the Britons' hopes hanging in the balance. Natalie Perks, BBC News. While we've been on air, it's emerged that pop superstar Taylor Swift has announced she is engaged to her boyfriend, NFL star Travis Kelce. The couple have been dating just over 2 years. They wrote on Instagram, "Your English teacher and your gym teacher are getting married," along with photos showing Kelce proposing, plus a large diamond engagement ring. Now, before we take a look at the weather, a massive dust rolled over Phoenix in Arizona yesterday, shrouding the city in darkness and causing disruption to flights and power supplies. The event is known as a Habu. It happens when intense thunderstorms hit the dry desert floor, forcing a wall of dust into the air. As promised, we will take a look at the weather. Thomas Schaffernacker has joined me, and we've been talking, Thomas, about possibly hottest summer on record.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much a certainty now. The Met Office is going to officially announce it on the 1st of September. We still have a few days of meteorological summer left, and the next few days would have to be cold to change things. So, de facto, it is the warmest on record. We've had 4 heat waves so far. It's actually overall, in terms of sustained warmth, warmer than 1976, which stands in 6th place at the moment. So there's 1976, that very memorable heat wave where we had many days above 30 Celsius. We didn't have as many this year, but it's the prolonged warmth that has basically meant that this year has absolutely shattered record already. But as far as the week's concerned, the rest of the week we've got low pressure on the way, so things are changing. We had a very warm back holiday, temperatures nearly 30 Celsius, temperatures are going to be tumbling now. So this is what we've got through the course of the evening. Some clear spells. We've had some showers today, maybe 1 or 2 in the evening, but it's towards the end of the night and the early hours of Wednesday morning that we'll see this band of showers sweeping into the southwestern approaches, moving through Ireland as well, and even ahead of it there'll be a few sprinkles of rain. So tomorrow many of us will need umbrellas, at least for a time. It's a very distinct band of showers, could be heavy, could be some cracks of thunder as well. As a result, cooler in the west, the highs will be only in the high teens. Still some residual warmth there left in Stanley and even in Newcastle there, up to about 22 Celsius. And notice this big area of low pressure, still the remnants of the next hurricane, pushing the clouds, rain clouds towards us. Now here's a look at Thursday. The centre of the lows just to the north of Northern Ireland. Lots of showers sweeping through. Now, Thursday is going to be a very showery day. Many of us will catch showers on Thursday. It's going to be a cool day. Temperatures typically around about 19 to 23 Celsius. And look at this outlook. We have, apart from one day there, we have pretty much rain or shower clouds every single day. There you go, back to you.
Need the rain. Thomas, thank you very much. That is the BBC News at 6. And it continues on BBC One because it's time for the very latest where you are. Have a good evening. Bye-bye.
It's just on 6:30, you're watching East Midlands Today. Tonight, the aftermath of a huge fire.
An investigation's underway into a huge fire at a waste and recycling plant in Leicester.
And there, no matter what the emergency, the police officers who saved a woman from a life-threatening fire. And on the road to Newark, a major bypass and housing development said to be on track.
Meet the 8-year-old market trader who's got big ambitions for the future. All right, Archie, how much for this? £2. That's that.
£1.50?
Done. I'll be finding out what the secret for his success is.
Hello and welcome to Tuesday's East Midlands Today with me, Elise Chamberlain. First tonight, fire investigators are working to establish what caused a huge blaze at a waste and recycling business in Leicester. It started at A. Burgess and Sons yesterday morning and forced some local businesses to also close. Well, the fire service says it will continue to monitor the site to ensure the fire doesn't restart. Victoria Hicks joins us now with the latest. Good evening, Victoria.
Yes, good evening. You join me here on Alderscroft Road, and this is where the fire broke out at A.E. Burgess and Sons. It's a really big waste and recycling depot, and this is a family business which is long established in the city and actually dates back to 1850. Now, the company says it's the largest scrap metal processing and skip hire centre in the city. So what do we know about the fire? Well, the fire service says it was called at around 10:40 yesterday morning. It was a really challenging fire to tackle for many reasons. It was a windy day and the wind kept changing direction. It's right next door to a timber mill. It's a really big site where there's all different types of waste that are stored here. Now, 9 fire engines came from across the county, and that's more than 40 firefighters here at its height. The fire generated thick smoke which could be seen for miles around, and for that reason residents in the area, which is near to the Golden Mile, were told to keep their windows and doors closed. Now, some businesses on the nearby industrial estate were forced to close as well, including Screwfix, which on a bank holiday Monday, it says it lost thousands of pounds in revenue. Now, Leicestershire Police also used that industrial estate to fly their drones as they monitored the fire throughout yesterday. Now, we can show you some footage today. Work was still continuing on the site, but the business itself was closed to the public. Now, Burgess's says it processes around 240,000 tonnes of waste a year, and that includes domestic, commercial and hazardous waste. In terms of the fire service, it said that its last fire engine left this morning after firefighters spent the night here. There were no casualties. They'll be back again this evening to check for hotspots to make sure that this fire doesn't restart, and they'll be back again in the morning as well. In terms of the cause, that's still not known, and the fire service says it's still investigating.
Okay, thank you very much, Victoria. And we'll, of course, keep you updated on that. Next tonight, police officers on patrol in Nottinghamshire have been praised after rescuing a woman from a potentially life-threatening fire which was burning in a garden next to her house. The two officers spotted black smoke above the house in Mason Street in Sutton and Ashfield and jumped into action. They smashed a window to get into the property, rescuing the woman who'd been asleep in bed. Rachel Royce has this report.
Get out! So much worse. Police constables Greg Cartwright and Jamie Walker investigated the black smoke they could see behind a row of terraced houses in Sutton and Ashfield. They found a fire in a garden that had caught on to the enter a property inside a woman is still sleeping.
Acting on your instincts, they've gone to investigate and realised there's a large fire in the rear garden of one of the properties there, which had taken hold of the conservatory that was attached to the address. Again, like I say, acting on instincts, they tried to do the best to raise the address, and obviously they contacted the people inside who was struggling, so they basically went to force entry.
Two officers came up to the front on August 13th when they saw the smoke and rushed to investigate. They're now being recommended for upgrading.
Demonstrates the extraordinary actions that my responsibilities do day in, day out across the county to keep our community safe. Actions that, when I've spoken to them afterwards, they perceive to be ordinary, but would be extraordinary in any other walk of life. The conservatory was well ablaze, smoke was emanating into the address. It was only for the actions of those officers, thankfully, that saved the occupant.
Nottinghamshire Fire and Rescue were alerted and attended the scene at around 8:45 p.m. A joint investigation found that it was an accidental bin fire that spread. In a statement they said, "The incident serves as an important reminder of the need to safely dispose of combustible materials such as cigarettes. To ensure they're fully extinguished, cigarettes should always be placed in cold water before being thrown away." The public often talk about wanting to see more police on the streets. In this case, it was a response team patrolling their community and ready to answer